Nevgold Corp, Ticker NAU, hat für 2023 große Pläne. Nachdem wir CEO Brandon Bonifacio auf der PDAC in Toronto, der größten Bergbaumesse der Welt, leider knapp verpasst haben, holen wir es nun nach, uns darüber im Detail aufklären zu lassen. Welcome, Brandon.
Good morning. How are you?
Thank you. Brandon, to start us off, please give us a short introduction to what Nevgold is all about.
So Nevgold was a company that was formed back in 2021. Our focus has been high-grade oxide heap leachable gold in the Western US. We have two flagship projects, one of them in Nevada called Limousine Butte, and the other in Idaho called Nutmeg Mountain. The project in Idaho, Nutmeg Mountain, has already a 2020 1.1 million ounce gold resource, and we think we can grow that to 2 to 3 million ounces after the drill program this year. And our project in Nevada, Limousine Butte, we conducted a 10,000 meter program in 2022, and we think that project as well can get north of 1 to 1.5 million ounces quite quickly. So our goal for this year is to drill both of those projects for a total of 15,000 meters, and we will push both projects to the resource update by the end of the year. We think combined we can deliver on what is north of a 3 million ounce oxide heap leach gold resource base in the Western US by the end of the year.
Well, that's certainly an ambitious plan, but also quite a substantial number there. If you have to get to the 3 million, I think the market will certainly take notice. In a bit more detail now, please tell us about Nutmeg Mountain. What do you have there? What are you doing? I think you're drilling at the project already. And of course, what do you want to achieve there in a bit more detail?
Definitely, and I think the nice part is we are fully financed. So we completed a $4 million financing in December of last year. So that's really allowed us, as you mentioned, to ramp up and start drilling Nutmeg Mountain immediately, starting in 2023. So we had a drill rig on site there as of January 18th. We've completed our first few holes, and some of them are at the lab currently. We expect to receive those results over the coming weeks. So it's going to become a very news-heavy period over the coming months. At Nutmeg Mountain, the main focus is we know we have that 1.1 million ounces sticking out of the ground at surface. Our main focus is growing that. So that's a twofold exercise. We think we can expand it laterally to the north and south, but then also at depth. So that's really the focus for the program in 2023, and it's trying to deliver on what is a significantly larger resource at that project.
All right, well, certainly always good to hear that there's a good news flow coming and starting soon, because often it's long-term, or especially in the last couple of years, it has been a long time turnaround times for the results back from the labs. I take it that situation has become a bit better.
I think it's case by case. From our standpoint, we've worked in the Western US for a number of decades. So we have very deep-rooted relationships with a lot of the external contractors, inclusive of assay labs. So we're seeing around 4 to 5 week turnaround time, which is exceptional. That then allows us to get the data from the drilling and then revise our program accordingly. So we're very happy with what we've seen the last 18 to 24 months from turnaround times, but I can't say that's the case across the board.
Well, thank you very much for that. So let's get to your second project. That was Idaho, I think, and Limousine Butte is in Nevada. What's the story there?
So Limousine Butte is a project that had a historical resource. It was a project we acquired from McEwen Mining. The project had over 100,000 meters of historical drilling. When we acquired the project back in 2021, we knew there was a lot of growth there and new areas of the project that for whatever reason were not drilled to an extent that could be put into a resource. So we drilled the project last year in 2022 of 10,000 meters. We think with that drilling, we discovered a new area at the project called Cadillac Valley. So now we have two key deposit areas. Those will then need to be drilled this year. We're going to focus on infill delineation drilling, but also some further step out holes. And we think there we're well on our way to delivering what is also a material north of 1 million ounce resource by the end of the year.
Very interesting. If I understand it correctly, you recently filed an exploration plan there that will allow you to access greater areas of the project. I think something similar happened in Nutmeg Mountain a while back. Can you just shortly elaborate on the importance of that?
Yeah, I think permitting is an area that a lot of development or exploration companies do not focus on enough. They want the permit when they think they need it and not beforehand. So Permitting in Nevada still has a process behind it. So what we've done is we filed what is an exploration plan of operations. Currently in Nevada, we have up to 15 acres of disturbance. This exploration plan of operations, which is tracking to be approved in around Q3 of this year, that would allow us to disturb up to 200 acres. So just from a drill program standpoint, it opens up a lot of area for new drill pads or new roads to be constructed. And that's going to allow us to drill some of these targets that have not been tested before. But what's also very interesting, we are not prohibited in terms of where we drill now. We have a lot of targets with the existing 15 acres that we can drill. So we're expecting to have a drill rig at Limousine Butte, Nevada by Q2. We're still interpreting some of the data from 2022, and we've learned a lot about the project. We're taking a refreshed set of eyes on that project, and we think there's a lot of opportunity in areas that were missed previously by prior operators.
Okay, good. So if I understand correctly, then to some extent, the programs at both projects will be running in parallel.
Yes.
Okay, so that will certainly do for good news flow there.
Definitely.
Thank you very much. So just to sum us up, what is, in your opinion, or why might now be a good point in time to have a closer look at Nevgold?
Yeah, I think there's three key areas that I like to focus on: people, projects, and a plan. And I think when you look at the Nevgold story, we have all three of those in spades. We've conducted the financing last December to really set us up for 2023 in our work programs. And we're doing what we do best, and that's drilling and extracting value from our projects. And I think as we continue to drill and as we continue to get news flow to the market, it's going to be a very critical year for Nevgold. And I think there's a lot of key catalysts that we're going to be able to deliver on. And I think when you look at our story now as well, from a valuation standpoint, even with what we just have in Nevada, we're trading at less than $12 per ounce in the ground. A lot of our peers in the Western USA tend to trade at $65 to $75 per ounce. So even with what we just have in Idaho, we're trading at a steep discount. If we can drill that project and deliver, and if we drill Nevada and deliver, I think we're going to be well on our way to what is potentially exponential returns over the coming year for our shareholders.
Thank you very much.